Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the F1IRL Canadian Grand Prix for Tier 1. We are just a few minutes from getting ready for the race, and we have 17 drivers currently in the lobby, and hopefully we'll have 2 or 3 more coming in before the session starts or during qualifying. It really depends. But interesting at the moment in the championship, as there is quite a number of drivers who are yet to score points in the moment in the championship, and let's hope that the championship fight will get a little bit closer towards the end of the season. Morgs 6908, the championship leader, by 75 points. Oh. This isn't right, sorry. I've been given the tier 2 standings, because none of the drivers here are actually in tier 1. Sorry. Oh dear. Yeah, that's the tier 2 standings, we will be having Bradley Chambers coming in to the commentary box with myself for the race, and let's hope that we have an exciting race today. We have 19 drivers currently in the lobby. Hopefully we will have a full session, a full 20 car grid, and currently it won't let him save the championship standings, so we don't have the championship standings for now. And our current drivers who are going to be racing tonight are TDH Will, BMG Clenzo, Field Defiance 12, L Pratt 07, Chaz Williams, Jacko No 1, Scartrix, Kaiser Bob, BMG JJ, Dizzy Haskell 11, O Marsh O, Feegery, Bearded Beer, Just Mr. Peanut, Super Shippy, Newbie Newton, Vapid Coot 74, and Axcove, and NX Optic Blaze. So we're getting ready now to start the session, as all the drivers are just readying up now, and hopefully we'll have driver number 20 join during qualifying. But until then, enjoy the session, and we're still waiting on Super Shippy readying up, but we're gonna get going now anyway. And remember to follow us on Twitch if you don't already, and also follow F1IRL 2 for tier 2 content on Twitch, and then follow us on Twitter and on our YouTube channel. Yes, we do have a YouTube channel. I don't know what uploads are like on that. Hasn't been uploaded on 3 weeks. It still has the Chinese Grand Prix banner on it. So, going into the race, I have no idea what's going to happen. It's a 19 car grid, which is a lot higher than most leagues do get in terms of their turnouts. So it's a very, very strong number to have. So many strong drivers like Field Defiance 12, L Pratt, Scar Tricks, Kaiser Bob, JJ, Just Mr. Peanut as well, Vapid Coot, lot of fast guys in the race, and it's a wet qualifying. This will definitely affect the drivers' sessions and their strategies quite a bit. If somebody in the chat could tell me what the weather conditions are like for the rest of this qualifying session. We have 19 drivers. As you can see, the first driver to go out on track there is a Toro Rosso. That is Jacko number 1, just behind Fabkut on the out lap. And you can see how it's sliding there, isn't it? Green striped intermediate tires. Carson Bob says the race will be bone dry. Is it gonna get dry during qualifying? Towards the end of the session. As Jacko just pops by Fabkut. Of course, I'd imagine that Fabkut would be wanting to get that little bit of slipstream off him throughout the lap. Definitely help him, of course. No DRS as we are in wet conditions. About half the field currently out on track. And as you can see, F1IRL Canadian getting ready to start his lap is Jacko. So what is he going to do? Is he going to get into the top 5? I'd imagine that not many drivers have prepared for this scenario where we are in intermediate conditions. Of course, it is a lot more difficult to keep it on the track. Of course, tires will be sliding a lot. And oh, he's binned it! There's Jacko, he's crashed at turn number 5. And he is the first casualty in this qualifying session. It's a disaster for him. He didn't have the best start to the lap, and he binned it at turn 5. So the first driver to start a lap has crashed out of qualifying. He's going to be starting 19th and last on the grid for the start of the race. He has a lot of work to do if he wants to do well. And we have Fabkut now. He's sliding, he's running wide there through the hairpin. He's not going to get that slipstream, that extra straight line speed down the straight from Jacko's Toro Rosso, because of course Jacko has made that mistake. Someone, I think, has probably spun it at somewhere. There's yellow flags in every sector. Oh, running very wide onto the grass there is Fabkut. And he's going to cross the line. He's going to set a 1 minute 20.6. That's invalidated, so it's not going to be classified, that lap time there. As you can see, Super Shippy following behind the Mercedes. I don't know who that is. I think it's Dizzy Haskell. Just Mr. Phoenix goes fastest with 118.9. And you can see Dizzy Haskell crossing the line. It's an invalidated lap. Chaz Williams, 120.5. Bearded Beers retire from the session. And very crazy at the moment. Kaiser Bob, 2.7 seconds at the pace. He needs to find a lot of time. Vigery going even slower on his lap. Not very good from him. Newbie Newton now in the Haas. What can he do on his lap as he finishes off the second sector? Field Defiance goes second. He's still 9 tenths off the leader, just Mr. Peanut. He put in a very good lap on 118.9. Kaiser Bob saying, Beer held me up and bent at the last corner, broke half his wing. So that's actually Newbie Newton coming into the pits there. BMG JJ, of course, he's been looking strong recently, so he'll be hoping to put in a good lap time here, as he's got 8 seconds to beat I know he comes to bits as well. So, not many drivers setting clean laps. BMG Clenzo, he's going to cross the line. That's an absolutely horrific lap. He has not got that one validated there. He else still a lap. He's come to the end of the lap. Vapid Coot. Let's take a look at him around the circuit now. Of course, still 17 drivers left in the session. As TDH Will puts in a time good enough for 5th place. That's a good lap there from him. And he'll be hoping to continue his form around this wet Canadian Grand Prix track. Now, because of the wet conditions, all the drivers will have a free choice of strategy. As you can see, locking up there as he comes through the final chicane there. It's a very good exit there for Bapakut. And he's going to come towards the line now. What time is he going to set? He's going to set a 1:19.1. He's only 2 times off the pace from the leader of the session, just Mr. Peanut. It's a very good lap put in there from Bapakut. And he is up into second place, the front row of the grid. That's only professional, and things can change very easily. Is Scartrix all up? No, he's not. Dizzy Haskell, he's going to cross the line for 1:21.1. It's going to be P8 for him. And see, Clenzo has a invalidated lap. Vijay gets has had a crash somewhere. Yeah, he's been it there. It's a very weird place to crash. See how much sliding the Scartrix is doing. He's about to get his lap started in this qualifying session. Of course, only 10 drivers have set laps of Vijay. Although he has been it, he is kind of at an advantage here because he's got a lap in compared to some others who won't have a lap in. And of course, he'll still have that free choice strategy, so it doesn't really affect him that much unless his track actually gets more wet. As the session goes along, you can see banging into the wall there is Scartrix. There's another yellow flag in sector 2 and 3, and don't know what that's for. Of course, one of the annoying things about this is that you cannot see replays of accidents or anything like that in this multiplayer. Hopefully they'll be adding that feature for F1 2019. Zalprat puts in a time which really isn't that impressive at all. It's absolutely terrible. Oh no, on the apex there is the Mercedes. He's luckily just went off the track to try and avoid Scartrix, and Scartrix wants to do everything he can to put in a good lap here as he comes through the final chicane now, as late on the race as possible, turning in very early, making sure you get that second curve just right as he comes to the line now. Scartrix sets the fastest lap by 0.5 of a second. It's a 1:18.4 in this qualifying session here at the Canadian Grand Prix. Super Shippy's 9 seconds off the pace. He probably spun it on that lap or something like that. But Newbie Newton, one of the drivers, still yet to set laps. There is, of course, 5 others who haven't set laps as well. Them being Axcove, JJ, Clenzo, and then Jacko and Bearded Beer, who both have retired from the session. And coming through the final corner now, and onto that main straight. Newbie Newton's going to set a 1:19.5. It's a good lap, puts him in P4 at the moment. And is the track conditions improving? Hopefully Bradley will be in the session pretty soon. I don't know his gamer tag. He'll probably send a message when he gets in. But good lap there from Newbie Newton. JJ and Clenzo on their right laps now. What can JJ do in this qualified session? So yellow flag in sector 2. And Super Shippy putting in a better time. Still only good enough for P11. 2.5 seconds off the pace. But it's actually BMG JJ about to start a lap, and that's Scartrix who's out of the session. I don't know if he's done that by will or by a mistake, but JJ starts his lap. Into turn 1, of course, there is that little kink before the first corner which can play havoc during the race potentially off the start. And as we go through turn number 3 and 4, it is very difficult chicane to get right in the wet. As you can see how much sliding he had through the exit there, through turn 5 and 6 now. Turn 7 here as well. It's very difficult on exit because there's that outside concrete wall which you definitely don't want to be hitting at all in any way, shape or form. As JJ comes through yet another one of the chicanes, there is a total of 4 chicanes in this track, and this hairpin, which is very difficult to get right in the wet because the car needs to slow down so much now through there. As you can see, actually the conditions have gotten dry. It is now dry in this session, and coming through the final chicane now, BMG JJ, he's going to set the fastest lap in the session, I would assume, or not. A second place, he's only 0.03 of a second off the leader Scartrix, but Scartrix is now in a very bad position because it is now dry on track, and of course these last few minutes drivers will be rushing out of pits on ultras, supers, whatever tires you could think of. Just Mr. Peanut, he is not on dry tires. Fatal Defiance is not on dry tires, and see, a lot of drivers will have to come into the pits. Axcove's still the only driver yet to set a lap. You do need to wait out and watch for him because he could put in a good result. He could get that pole position mark if he does choose to go on to the dry tires and go out before the end of the session. There's a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3, probably just for drivers being very slow. Fatal Defiance there coming through the hairpin. Oh, Axcove has a collie ban. I wasn't told that. But DRS is now enabled, as Ooze actually went out on dry tires. I don't think there's many drivers who are actually out on dry tires. They're all out on inters. It is the right time now to pit. You will be getting Bradley in very shortly. He's asking me for my GT. He's probably going to join the party as soon as possible. But this session is flipped around. His head is super shippy. Takes a spin and hits the wall for good measure. And won't affect him too much, and imagine he can get into the pits, change his tires and get out as quick as possible. But the current fastest time set by Skytrix, who is out of the session, as well as that NX Optic Blaze as well, he's not in a good position at all. And Vitry as well, who did have a chance actually of getting a good lap in, is also in his chances. Chaz Williams, I think he's the only driver currently out in the track on supers. Yes, there is currently drivers going out on the ultras and the hypers, but just Mr. Peanut sets the fastest lap. That's not going to change too much in this session. And Fatal Defiance as well out in the ultras, and Marsh out on the hypers. So 19 drivers in the lobby currently. 7 out of qualifying, or 6, sorry. And Chaz Williams has started his lap. This is going to be the fastest lap of the session unless he bins it, because there's no way he could potentially go slower. He needs to be going like as late as possible because the track conditions are that bad at the moment. As Chaz Williams does prove there, you can see how much sliding there still is on the track. It's not fully dry yet. Marsh has started his lap. Field of Fines making a mistake for the final chicane. And see how slow Marsh is on the exit of turn 1 there. Sorry, turn 2 there. And Anti Beacon has unfortunately left. Sorry about that. And he's trying to get into the commentary booth, and that's a very slow Chaz Williams at the hairpin. Just letting free Marsh. Not Marsh, the other someone. 2 minutes left in this qualifying session. And Callum G's joined. I'm gonna try and get Anti Beacon into the commentary box. I imagine Callum G's gonna be racing. I will invite him now. And Marsh sets at 1:16.9. You can see the track conditions hasn't improved too much. Just to the point where it's good enough at the moment. So I actually think in a very good position here is TDH Will. Because TDH Will is the last driver on track. Or is that just Mr. Peanut? Just Mr. Peanut and TDH Will looking very strong. Of course, Will on them Hypersoft tyres. He wants to put in the best lap possible at this stage in the session. Vapid Coot sets to 1:14.2. But we're going to be watching here just Mr. Peanut on his lap as he's coming towards the final chicane now. This is likely going to be the fastest lap of this session. Coming from just Mr. Peanut. He's only 3.9 seconds off, or 4.8 now, as L Pratt sets the fastest time, so 1:13.3. The track's only going to get faster. The lap time's only going to get better. Chaz Williams is out of the session. And just Mr. Peanut, what's he going to do? Fatal Defiance, actually, not having a good lap there. Kaiser Bob is out of the session. Same with BMG Clanzo. And what can just Mr. Peanut do on his lap? Don't know why Anti Beacon isn't joining. His internet's having a moment. And Will's out. Will's out of the session. That's his hopes of a front row place gone completely out the window. Oh, as well as that, it is just Mr. Peanuts. His chances have also went out the window there potentially with that half spin on the exit of the hairpin and coming down towards the final chicane now. What's he going to do here? Can he still put in the time good enough for pole position through the final corner? He's got a very long run to the light. He's not going to do it. El Pratt setting the fastest lap, 1:12.8 there, and the Field Defiance is going to come to the pits. It looks like it's the end of qualifying there. Just Mr. Peanut has ruined his chances of getting a front row place as well as TDH Will. And the lap time there is over 3 seconds slower than the one which was seen last night in the rest of the world race. We're going to invite Anti Beacon now. Of course, so hopefully he will be in for the start of this Grand Prix. Of course, just Mr. Peanut being the main He should have got pole position. That half spin ruined him, and as well as that, welcome Anti Beacon or Bradley to the commentary box. Now, could you just enable your audio? Have you?
Yep, I have. Yep. Hello everyone. Sorry I was a bit late. I was just eating some food and now had a bit of internet issues, but I'm back and well, I'm here now. And let's get on to the race. So obviously I haven't seen the qualifying grid or anything, so I'll just quickly let's get started all, and then I'll try to get caught up and go.
It was a very wet session at the start, and then it moved towards the dry state towards the end. The track wasn't in perfect condition. Elpra ended up getting pole. Just Mr. Peanut, who should have got pole, he did a half spin on the exit of the hairpin. That ruined his lap. And TDH Will, who was also in contention for potentially top 3 on the grid. I know it sounds almost impossible, but it was, and he binned it.
Oh no.
And I don't. Is Callum G racing?
I'm not sure. I'm having to reload my game because it's just broken.
Because then that will be a full grid for the race.
Yeah, it's always a good sign.
See, nowadays it's actually very difficult to get full grids in league races. Normally, leagues which I used to race in, they normally have an average of about 13, 14 drivers in a race.
Yeah, obviously at this point in the year, it's always harder to maintain drivers, and of course we're getting that in F1IRL so far this season. So that's really good signs of the league's growth, and yeah, it should be pretty good. So I'm gonna try to get back in the session. It'll be good to go. I mean, we're good to go anyway, but I'm just gonna be in. Yeah, I think Callum is racing, so.
Well, he's not showing up here. On
it says he's in. It says he's in the lobby, so. Yeah, well, no, it says he's doing it. Oh, could you quickly give me an invite? Because I'm not able to join off of his profile. Thank you.
So it's 19 drivers starting this race today. On pole position is El Prat in the Force India. In second place on the grid we have BMG Clenzo. P3 is Kaiser Bob 99. In P4 is just Mr. Peanut. P5 BMG JJ. P6 Vapid Coot 74. In P7 is Fatal Defiance 12. In P8 and 9 is Marsh and Charles Williams, but they're both disqualified from the formation lap, so they will have cold tyres on the start of the race. Scar Tricks in 10th place. Newbie Newton in 11th. P12 is Optic Blaze. P13 TDH Will. P14 Super Shippy. P15 Dizzy Haskell. P16 is V Jury. P17 is Axcove after the qualifying ban. And wrapping off the grid is Jacko number 1 and Bearded Beer, the two drivers which crashed off early on and weren't able to set laps. So, Bradley, what is important to remember off the race start here for
well, I'm just going to quickly say someone we should be for sure looking out for is Vapid, because he's the only driver starting on the home soft tyres, and obviously we had the 3 tyre choices. It was a wet qualifying session, and Vapid is the only driver on the grid who is actually starting on the home soft tyres down in his McLaren in P6 at the moment, so he'll be hoping to really carve his way through this grid.
In fact, towards the end of the session, they were all indeed on dry tyres.
Ah, okay. In that case, well, either way, Vapid still needs to look out to get a good start, so we'll watch out for him.
But lights are coming on now for the start of this Canadian Grand Prix for F1 IRL. And it is go! and it looks to be a good start there from BMG Clan. So he's going to be looking to be alongside El Prat into turn 1. He's going to try it around the outside, looking all clean in the background. And there's contact there.
Yeah,
just Mr. Peanut
and
Vapid Coot as well making contact. And you can see Field Defiance nearly touching with the other Renault. And El Prat takes a decent lead after the first sector here. And there's a yellow flag, and that is very slow from Bearded Beer in the background. But
yeah,
good start for the top three.
With some of these drivers at the start, it's been a really messy start. Some of the back guys, and there was a lot of carbon fibre flying all over the place. So expect to see a couple of guys deciding to pit at the end of this lap. So there was a lot of damage down into turn 1 and turn 3.
Yeah, Bearded Beer. I said he was looking slow. He's retired from the session for good measure. But Kaiser Bob now being put under pressure from BMG JJ. What can he do? As you can see, Vapid Coot actually pulling out for a move on Marsh. He's going to try it on the inside into the chicane. And it's Vapid Coot. He makes a little lock-up, but he's managed to get the position. He's up into P6 at the start of this race. And optically is being one of them drivers who ends up hitting after all the lap 1 carnage. And Jacko as well. He is not wanting that type of...
Yeah, Scartrix and Axcove having a brilliant battle here for 11th place. Axcove tried to make the move on TDH Will, but at the final chicane, but wasn't quite able to get the move. Had to back out of it because Will was going a bit slower than Axcove was expecting. It allowed Scartrix to go right onto the back of the Alfa Romeo driver and nearly got a move.
And Will goes wide. Will goes off the track.
Yeah, that's a real shame. He was running in a really good position at this point in the race, but still Scartrix and Axcove battle. So we're going to see how this ends up. Axcove, the main the driver who benefited the most for sure from the first lap. He's made up 7 places so far in this race.
That's Will off again.
Oh, has he had another? Oh, that's a real shame. It's
but now we can see Clenzo going for the lead of this race. He's
there's a
only
real
a few tenths back, but
yeah, it's good to see the front of it. I mean, it's still only lap 3 now coming on to, but it's good to see a lot of the guys still really compact at the front, so it's good signs for a good race.
And Clenzo is currently going faster than El Prat, but even faster is Vapid Coot. He set the fastest lap of the race, but of course he is on the Hypersoft tyres, which last almost about 6-7 laps ish around here. Maybe
probably
10.
Probably about that, not too much more. I wouldn't expect to get much more out of those tires. So yeah, first round of pit stops for the Ultrasoft runners. You'll be assuming we'll be coming around lap 12, 13, 14, probably. That'd be my best guess.
It was a 1-stop last night in the rest of the world here, so I'd be expecting similar again. And,
I think probably a bit later, probably about lap 15, 16 for the Oxoff guys. But because it's an easy 1-stop for this race, if you can get it to work.
In fact, Kaiser Bob is actually getting closer now to Clenzo. Clenzo dropped back quite a bit this last lap, and Kaiser Bob closing in. And he wants that 2nd place early on, because the higher you're up early on, then the better you are for later on in the race. If you're on the right strategy as well. It's just Mr. Peanut's moved past Vapid Coot, and Vapid Coot's out of the race. Vapid Coot spun, he's crashed with...
I think he's made contact with someone there.
You think he's made contact with just Mr. Peanut?
Yeah, that does very much look like contact. Oh, and his car's not ghosting, and V. Jerry's just put Dizzy Haskell in the wall, and Dizzy Haskell, he's not out the race, but he has got wing damage. V. Jerry had to brake a lot and slow down a lot to make it around Vapid, and in the process he pulled out wide, and Dizzy Haskell was trying to make that move around the outside of his Mercedes, and it really didn't work because V. Jerry just went straight into the side wheel and sent the Mercedes driver into the wall, and he's now lost his front wing.
That's a shame. And Marsh has also dropped down a lot of places there as Axcove now. He's battling with Field Defiance for P7 now.
I think Marsh
Force Rider's contact, and that's Defiance into the wall. Disastrous for him now. He's trying to drop straight out of points. TDH Will is going to get past him now, as well as Newbie Newton, and Marsh is going to have to pit with damage. He wasn't a Hypersoft, so...
Oh, that's going to be... Oh, okay.
Oh, look, the leaders. Look at that. Bob and JJ
really going at it.
side by side. This is a good scrap.
Yeah.
Bob stays ahead of JJ. But look at this. El Prat's been passed by Clenzo for the lead of the race. Whilst we were watching the crash between
the carnage that ensued behind.
Norsh and Defiance.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
El Prat's going to be wanting to fight that back.
Yeah, I suppose one Ferrari's loss and another one gains. So we have one Ferrari in the pits and had to pit for a new front wing after getting wing damage and missing a couple of corners. They just had absolutely no downforce, no front end to make the corners. We have Clenzo taking the lead on his ultra-stock tyres, so it'll be interesting to see after the pit period if he can maintain this lead, because we have drivers like Chaz Williams and Axkiv who are behind who are now their tyres will start coming into their own in a couple of laps once those ultra-soft tyres start to drop off. So what have you seen here?
And
we are battle for the lead, yeah.
Of course, El Prat, it actually looks like he's just starting to go backwards now. Not really much forward action from him.
Yeah. It's difficult once you get the
really
position when you're in a train like this. It's really difficult because force of habit, you end up looking behind you because it's a kind of paranoia you have when you're in a race like this. Lee Pratt will be expecting Kais Bob to make that move at any moment, and Kais Bob's been, well, he did a double overtake at the hairpin at China this season, so that gives you an idea of how good he is at overtaking. So he's definitely one to watch out for, but Lee Pratt's right on the back. He's going to be looking forward this time around. There's no doubt about that.
What was that?
Following that.
JJ on the back of dive bomb there from JJ on Kaiser Bob. Has he got that one done? Yes, he has. But imagine
really
the Kaiser Bob's going to be fighting back. They're side by side, down towards turn number 13 and 14. As well as that, El Pratt's done a move there on Clenzo. He's back into the lead. And there's a yellow flag in sector 1. There's Dizzy Haskell. He's into the wall again.
And, that's the same corner he's in
turn 2.
Yeah, that's exactly where he was.
Clenzo having a look there down towards turn number 1, but end up backing off JJ. And Kaiser Bob spun. He's spun round, and just Mr. Peanut's also passed him now. He's up to P4. And now JJ's also dropped back massively from Clenzo and El Prat. So this is the battle to be watching at the moment between Clenzo and El Prat. They're both really fighting for the lead of this race, and all I can say to them too is just keep it clean. Don't go for anything stupid.
Oh, and Dizzy Haskell's out. Yeah.
That is Dizzy Haskell out of the race.
Yeah, he had that front wing damage. Actually, Marshall's out of the race as well. So it'll be interesting to see where that was. With leaders will be coming onto that bit soon. But yeah, Dizzy Haskell in his Mercedes, once you get front wing damage, and there's a lot of high-speed corners here, so you need that downforce. And I just think he kind of underestimated how little front end grip he'd have. So that's a real shame.
And El Prat staying ahead of Clenzo. Clenzo's nowhere near close enough. That last
made the move on Chaz Williams last lap round as well. So now Axkiv is the highest running super soft runner, which theoretically puts him in the best position to win the race. Theoretically, as long as he can get the overtakes done and doesn't have any carnage. So he's in a good position. Of course, he had that crash earlier on, which is a bit of a shame, but he didn't seem to get any wing damage from it, and he's actually been able to carry on, so that's really good for him. Super Shippy as well picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's a shame for him in his Taurus. He's having a good race, Super Shippy. And so's VJ as well. Yeah. Oh, Super Shippy actually made a bit of a mistake there. He's probably lost a bit of time. Yeah, and it's allowed VJ right on the back of him. But I think we should go back to battle for the lead, as that's still quite close at the moment.
Clenzo, I don't think he's close enough. He's going to have DRS to try and maybe close up a wee bit.
He's run out of DRS.
He could get him into turn 1.
Yeah, he's been losing all that possible advantage because he's completely out of DRS at the moment. And Lee Pratt, yeah, he's got enough to make the straight. So yeah, I doubt Clenzo's going to make the move this time round because he just doesn't have the ERS to get that front line, straight line speed and be able to make the move.
See, the thing is, around this circuit, you get ahead of one driver, and then you go around, you gain that 4 or 5 tenths on them after passing them, and then you lose all that again because of the DRS straights.
Yeah.
And there's so much slipstream through there.
Yes,
and,
it's very similar to Austria, in the nature of the track. You have a couple of fast corners, a couple of slowish corners, and then you just have the long straights of the DRS, and it allows the drivers. It's a really frustrating track because the second you get ahead of someone and you know you're quicker, you're able to pull away maybe 8 tenths even, and then still get overtaken down into turn 1. So it's very frustrating for these guys, but they've got to try to work around it and hope the others make a mistake and are able to break themselves out of DRS.
As you can see, Clenzo still 5 tenths back, but closing in on him is actually BMG JJ. He's managed to pull back that gap. It's looking a bit shaky on the exit there. Was Clenzo, and El Prat, he's just unable to pull away.
Not sure what's happened between Scartrix and Kaisbob. There was a bit of a change of position, but when I went on board, Kaisbob was quite far behind. So maybe Kaisbob conceded the position to Scartrix going into the chicane, hoping to get the better exit, and he just wasn't quite able to.
El Prat penalty.
Yeah, he's got a penalty. That's very strange. He was Mr. Consistent at the start of the year, we called him.
Yeah, and that's TDH Will moving up into 9th place. He's passed Newbie Newton. He's
Speaking of,
showing some great pace, Will.
Yeah.
And,
so
it's quite surprising because normally you see Will just at the back doing his own thing.
No, he's having a very good race.
He's shown. Yes.
I mean,
definitely.
he's recovered from that. I mean, he's benefited from other people making some pretty bad mistakes, but he's still put himself in a position to be in the points. So that is good for him. I mean, he's
Clenzo on the outside here.
Yeah.
It's very tight through there, and it's Clenzo who takes the lead in the race, and Newbie Newton dropping back. He's made a mistake somewhere, but Clenzo takes the lead in the race, and JJ's going to try and fight him. Onto the grass. Oh, yeah, it's not good from him.
You don't want to be around the outside of turn 1. It's not really going to work. Unless Lee Pratt is very nice and decides to give a bit of room. Yes, it's not really going to work. You do end up being forced onto the grass just due to the nature of the corner. As a corner, it really comes in on itself on the exit, so it kind of creates a pincer between you and the walls and the grass. So one to watch out for. Actually, JJ just got the pace on Lee Pratt at the moment, so it is looking like he's going to be able to make this move. Will JJ be able to threaten Clenzo? That's going to be an interesting thing, because Lee Pratt, he's dropping off a little bit. He's still, he's dropped out of DRS now, so JJ's definitely going to want to get this move done as quickly as he possibly can.
Yes, and it looks like JJ's got the advantage here because he's only a 10th back. He's going to have him on the inside of this chicane, of course. Oh, that's El Prat diving into the pits. It's quite early for a pit stop. It's only lap 10 in this Grand Prix.
Kaiserbob
of course, nobody's on the Hypersoft tires.
Scartrix on the peanut. Yeah, it's a very, very clean, simple move down the inside to turn 1 on the Renault driver. Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, he's had a good race. I think he started in P10 and he's moved right up the field, and Will gets a 3-second time penalty, which won't exactly help him, but
no.
Well, I think Vigery, who's behind him, has also got a penalty. Jacko also gets a penalty there too. And JJ still 1.2 seconds back from Clenzo. Of course, when it was El Prat and Clenzo scrapping with each other, JJ wasn't closing in on that battle. In fact, he actually was dropping back, probably because he was also in his own battle with Kaiser Bob.
Yeah, it could also be a bit of time maintenance, you never know. JJ's been known to that before, especially in the first race of the season when he knew he had the win covered. He just kind of dropped that a little bit. Oh, Scartrix gets penalty actually at the final chicane. We've seen him in Australia. He knew he had the win, so he just kind of backed off and just to save tyres, save fuel in the ERS. I think that could potentially be the same thing again, but Porsche eventually was involved in that battle in the start, so Yeah, but he seems to have okay pace. Clenzo's not really pulling away, so it'll be interesting to see where we are in 3 laps time or so.
That's Optic Blaze moving past Super Shippy for P12, and TDH Will and Vigery battling for P9 in this race.
Super
Going
Shippy
wide there is TDH Will. Oh, there's contact. Will's been spun right. He's out of the points, and he managed to save that before he got turned round the wrong way. But I think that was just Vigery just running him out of room there. And now I got Newton all over the back of Vigery. This is for 9th position, so double your points if you get this move.
Right, so out front, JJ, he's closing that little bit from what we saw before. Actually, he got a really poor exit from the final chicane, so he's dropped back about half a second on just the back straight. So that's a bit of a shame for himself, but he was closing in on Clenzo, so it's good to see that potentially JJ has pace, but we have a couple of cars darting into the pits now. Kaiser Bob and Scartrix. Scartrix will come out in front, and actually goes onto the ultra soft tyre according to my screen, and Kaiser Bob on the super soft. So on different
Will
strategies.
again. Will's just going backwards. He's been passed for P12, and now Super Shippy is having a look at him for P12. As Super Shippy's actually went to the outside there. He's went onto the grass, and that's nearly a big crash there for Super Shippy, but he's managed to save that. Very good for him that he hasn't ended up in tears and into the wall as well.
Yeah, no, obviously that was very close. So it'll be definitely. He's got his grass again and nearly ploughed into the back of the wheel. That was very close to recreating turn 1. Naturally Scartrix on Chaz Williams, Scartrix on the new soft tyres is able to get the move easily done on that Renault. I mean, Chaz Williams, Callum G will be very happy with how Chaz is doing at the moment. So, he's on fairly old soft tyres now. So, yes, we have
Clenzo.
And just missed Peanuts as well. Front. Just missed Peanuts going for a new front wing. That's interesting to see. He's been driving the front wing.
Yeah, I think he was involved in that turn 1 accident. I think he was just staying out for the sake of it.
Yeah. Hoping a safety car comes out, maybe. We never know.
But more importantly, Clenzo has came out nearly 4 seconds behind El Prat. So El Prat's been able to take advantage of that very early pit stop.
It's going to be interesting to see if Lee Pratt can take this to the end of the race, because I think even at this stage, 20 laps, that should be very doable. But either way, Lee Pratt, he's going to experience that little bit more sliding, that little bit more wear at this point in the race than Clenzo. Well, Scartrix is going to have to pit again. He's not going to take those tyres 20 laps at all. JJ's not going to have to pit again, nor is Kaiser Bob, just missed a peanut. So they're the guys who are going to be trying to climb through this field at the moment and try to take the pressure to Lee Pratt, who effectively has the race lead at the moment. Lee making Pratt, the move on Lee.
Oh, that's very tight. And he's made it work. What a move from El Pratt. He takes the lead of the race again. And Axkov down to second. He's going on a very long first stint on the Sippers. And Scartrix in the fast lap of the race and passing Clenzo for good measure.
Clenzo
is just falling behind.
Yeah, Scartrix is going to be right on the back of this battle very soon. So he's going to try to take the lead and pull out as much of a gap as he possibly can. There's 2 cars in the way of that position that he so desperately needs right now. So this could be really interesting.
Yeah, Will's actually dropped down to last place because of the contact a few laps ago. He's down to 15th round last out of the current finishing runners. But
after his pit stops, that's a shame for him, because he was having such a good race up until all of that contact. So he'll be very disappointed with that. Jacko's right on the back of his teammate Super Shippy, and Super Shippy lets him pass. That nearly looked like it was going to be very nasty indeed. Surely Jacko's got to be pitting soon. He's taken his tyres 14 laps, so he's getting to that stage. So expect Jacko in the pits in the next couple of laps in his tyre also. So that's probably going to put TDH well up in position. So he's got a penalty.
Yeah, he has. Just Mr. Peanut moves past his teammate. For P7 on the fresher tyres.
Yeah, looked a little bit like Team Horner potentially. Just given how Chaz Williams is this far behind. I didn't quite see what happened, but I saw just Chris Piat was very far ahead going into the corner. Well,
JJ gets the 3-second penalty.
Ooh. Okay, so most of the leading guys at the moment have a 3-second time penalties. It's kind of evened out the grid a little bit. So, actually, I'm just going to do a quick check, see who has and who has not got a penalty yet. So, yeah, Lipa obviously does.
Scartrix is only 4/10 back from Axkov here, and he's only 2 seconds back from the race lead at the moment.
Oh, he's not going to do it around the outside.
But he is on.
Wow.
He's done it around the outside, I'll tell you, that's a good move.
Yeah.
Scartrix is up to second place, but actually fighting back here is Axkov. Can Axkov retake second place? Is he going to go for a late move here? Is he going to back off?
No.
I think he's going to back off. Yes, he does. He locks up for good measure. There's a yellow flag in sector 2, that's Newton.
Yeah,
and
he's made a bit of a mistake somewhere.
Probably on the axe, he probably banged into the wall for good measure. He doesn't look to have front wing damage, but he's going to see if he can fight back on Super Shippy down into turn number 11.
Super Shippy outbreaks himself.
So difficult, and Clenzo moves past Axkov as well. Axkov's just going backwards on the very worn super soft tyres. He's been on them since the very start of the race, hasn't made a pit stop so far, and running wide as well. His teammate JJ is going to close, and he's going to get past him now down towards the chicane, and that is Optic Blaze out of the race. What's happened to him?
He's lost it.
As he yeah, he's
potentially hit the Wall of Champions and rebounded, so yeah, that's a real shame for him.
So he's going to win the championship at some point in the future.
Yeah.
Perhaps the first champion on F1 2019.
Yeah, you never know.
Anyway,
yeah,
this lead battle has started to spread out.
He's
a wee bit, but Scartrix closing in. Of course, if he can pull out
this time last night.
Enough of a gap in the next like 10 laps, he can come in, pit on the hypers, and then have them very fresh hypersoft tires right to the end for a last few laps sprint. And he's shown very good pace, and this strategy could actually work out really well because he has had so much pace. He started in P10.
Yeah, historically from other races, this strategy doesn't tend to work. It's a very brave strategy. You have to be very confident that you're going to get a good position. It's interesting to see him not using DRS at the moment, unless that's just a glitch on my end, but it didn't look like he was using it. But yeah, the strategy doesn't tend to work, so I'll be very surprised if he does end up coming out on top. But you know, late safety car at this point puts Scartrix in a brilliant position, because he's been able to jump up a couple of guys here, jump up the grid, and safety car 10 laps to go, he's in net P2.
And of course, just over the halfway mark in this race. Has been quite an exciting one so far, and as well as that, Will right on the back of Super Shippy. Super Shippy's just dropping backwards. There was nearly contact there between the two of them, but more importantly, we have this battle for the lead of the race. Scartrix only a few tenths back from Lee Pratt. Of course, on the ultra-soft tires, he's been showing some great pace for early parts of the stint. Axkov's pitting.
Lee Pratt is out of the race.
Lee Pratt out of the race. I missed that. He spun round.
He went wide on the exit of turn 2. He got on the grass. He was full throttle in the grass, and his rear left just had no grip at all. Spun up and sent him straight into the wall on the right-hand side on the exit. That's a real shame. Scartrix now takes the lead of the race.
Yes, a very, very interesting event happening there. 6 drivers now out of this race. Of course, 19 started, and Scartrix is in a very good position. I'd imagine he'll be very happy if he does end up taking the victory here.
Yeah, indeed he will be. It's interesting. Axkov on V-Jerry now. V-Jerry putting a squeeze on the entrance to that corner on Axkov. Axkov has to lift off on the exit. He just has that much more speed. Is Axkov, he's slowing down to make sure he gets DRS on this main straight, make sure he is behind at the detection point. Tries to maintain the line to get the best exit possible. Now, on the throttle, climbing up the gears, activate DRS as early as you possibly can. And he's going to try to make the move on the Red Bull driver by final chicane, which he's going to be easily able to do, and he's able to get the cut back as well. So really, really good move.
Yes. Very aggressive there as well. Of course, Axkov on fresh tyres. He's got to be going to the end of the race on them, I'd imagine. And you see again, eye shape there is Vijay.
Yeah, Vijay's currently on the oldest tyres on the grid, so he's going to have to pitch you very soon.
Yes. And strong result at the moment for Axkov. He has shown some good pace in the race. He was leading for a wee bit, but then got passed by Lee Pratt, and then Lee Pratt unfortunately binned it, which potentially ruined a good battle for the lead, unfortunately. JJ only 1.8 seconds back from Clenzo as Jacko gets a penalty. Jacko's really been nowhere this race. I haven't seen that much of him. He's outside the points. But speaking of points, well, nothing really. Chaz Williams closing in on Fatal Defiance. This is for P8. He's going for a late move on the inside. That's a good move there from Charles Williams. He moves ahead of the Red Bull driver, getting a bit shaky on the exit there, but he has made the move. Stick there, and that's a good overtake from him. Of course, passing Fatal Defiance. He's on 17 lap old ultra soft tyres.
Yeah, that's very, very good from Fatal Defiance to be able to take those ultra soft tyres that long. But Scartrix, on the note of the lead, he has got to be doing better pace than this to be able to have the chance of winning without a safety car bunching the pack up together. Because at this rate, he's going to come out probably behind Axel. So no, maybe not quite. He'll be out ahead of Axel, but not by much at all. So he'll be down in P5. So he's really got to pick up the pace. Try to extend this to probably a good 10 seconds, which is going to get harder every single lap he is on these tyres.
Yes, and BMG JJ is now only a second back from Clenzo. So he'll be looking to get past soon. Fatal Defiance is a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. We only have 12 laps left in this race, and it has been quite an entertaining one. I still don't know who's going to win this race. 13 drivers currently left in it.
And JJ's so close to Clenzo, who it's fair to say currently has a net race lead. Unless Scartrix pulls off an absolute miracle and is able to take these tyres another 13 laps, or more like 12 laps now. But that would be very, very impressive from him.
So, very interesting scenario is with Scartrix and his strategy. He's still pulling away slightly. He's gained another 4 tenths on Clenzo, and if we do actually look at his lap times, let's take a look. He's setting consistent in the 111s. He's moved to 112s, and Clenzo, he's been just 112s for most of his stint. So
yeah.
Showing a lot more pace is Scartrix, but Clenzo is starting to close in a wee bit now on the super soft tyres.
Yeah, he's closing a couple of attempts in the last lap, and this is very much expected as Scartrix's tyres begin to drop off and, well, Clenzo's start to come into their own. But JJ has DRS at the moment on Clenzo, on the Ferrari. We have effectively Ferrari B team here against the Ferrari A team. And JJ, actually, he was full throttle on the exit of the chicane, and on the first bump nearly chucked himself straight into the wall, so that could have been very disastrous. What's this? Jacko's right on the back of TDH and Will at the moment. Actually, I think Will might have just made the move intentionally. I'm not quite sure what way around that is.
Yes,
So Shippy gets a penalty. Not that it's going to affect his race too much at the moment. Down 25 seconds behind the Jerry in front of him at the moment. So that's a... Super Shippy was running really well earlier in the race. Now he's just had a couple of incidents, and it's really potentially knocked his confidence and dropped him back, which is a shame. But actually, JJ's right on the back, so I'll let you take this lead battle.
yes. And JJ's going to have the DRS and the slipstream down this very long straight here. Is he going to be close enough? Don't think he actually is. He's going to have to stay behind, and he's going to have to try and pass him down towards turn 1. He needs to get the best exit possible on Clenzo, but he's not getting it. He's not getting that slipstream. Of course, last night we were seeing with Ozone B-Dunk, he wasn't able to close in and pass the leader of the race, Deer Hunter. So, because I think it was ERS which is letting him down, but at the moment ERS I think may be playing into the hands of Clenzo. It might be using it to his advantage because JJ was not able to get as much straight line speed down towards that.
Watch it this time round though, because JJ, he has been on none ERS for this whole lap. He's been in the none setting, so he now has 100% as he's going to chuck it up into overtake mode. And does he only leaves it in high, so that's a bit conservative, but you know he's going to go for it. Surely he's gaining that much time here. He's not going to be able to make the move into the chicane. Don't come out, try to stay in the slipstream, get your line sorted. And that's just a
bad exit.
Poor exit. Yeah, it's a poor exit from JJ, and Clenzo gets a very cool smooth exit here, so he's in a really good position to keep net first place for the moment. And Scartrix, he's not pulling away, but Clenzo's not closing in either.
We've got a freeway battle here for P9, and that is Will and Jacko making a bit of contact there. As now BJ's going to go for the inside on Jacko, and you can look at the lag from Jacko. And he's going to try it on the inside. He's backs off there, and
TH Will gives a big clout of the wall on the exit. And Fatal Defiance now on his high soft tyres closes in on this battle. He'll be looking to get some points from this race, that's for sure.
And JJ's actually dropped off. Let's look at the bad exit there from Jacko, and now Fatal Defiance closing in. And look at Will. Will's only about... He's side by side now at the Red Bull, but the Red Bull looking to get a lot more straight line speed towards the end of the straight, but Will's come into the pits now, and Fatal Defiance closing in on his teammate for P9 in this race. P8 now. Oh, contact. So the Haas now joining this battle. Newbie Newton as well. So a good old scrap. And that Scar tricks into the pits from the lead of the race. He's going to go on to a set of hyper soft tyres. He's going to go to the very end of the race on them. He's going to be out in P5 in this race. He's going to come up against the lapped cars.
Yeah, it's a real shame, but they'll get out of the way as quickly as they possibly can, I'm sure. Newbie Newton's right on the back of Jacko on the hyper soft tyres. DDH will, realistically, he's not going to finish much better than this unless he has some blistering pace on those tyres.
But take a look at JJ.
Yeah, he's right on the back.
Yeah,
so JJ, he has the RS for this. He is slightly more than Clenzo, so it's going to help him slightly, but not too much. Realistically, they'll both be running in high throughout this whole straight. I say that, actually none of them are. So JJ's just relying on slipstream DRS at the moment. Is he going to be able to make the move before? No, he lifts off a lot. He's actually completely coasting through the whole
bad exit again.
Straight, yeah.
A
He's
lot
not very
of
good at first
wheel
bump, is
spin.
JJ. He keeps getting a lot of wheel spin on the exits. The car, as the car actually ends up on the ground. And Clenzo's made a bit of a mistake, and he's lost a fair bit of time there, but he's been able to cover it off, and there's no imminent threat for the next couple of corners. There's not really anywhere you can overtake, and actually JJ got he seemed to be scared to get onto the throttle to JJ. He just lost a good half second there, just throughout a little complex. It just seemed to me that he just decided not to push that little bit more. That was very interesting because he's lost a lot of time now. He's lost all the pressure he was mounting on the Ferrari in front. He's going to close it as quickly as he can. And it does seem JJ does have the pace advantage, so it's, don't doubt he's going to be able to close it back in again, but it's going to be a hard ask because the gap was near enough out to 2 seconds, and that's not a good place to be.
Just Mr. Peanut could actually be making a move here on a... Scartrix, actually, never mind. He's dropped back a lot through the hairpin.
Yeah, Scartrix is on better tyres. He's just going to get so much and a better exit. He's got that much more grip. He's nothing
He's on a
Miss
charge.
Peanut can do to mount. Yeah, nothing Miss Peanut can do to mount threat into the final chicane or the first corner. But Scartrix,
I think Scartrix will be really happy if he gets a podium here today.
It will be interesting. I mean, he had a poor qualifying, didn't he? So it'll be he won't. I'm sure he won't complain too much. Strategy probably wasn't ideal. But yeah, always clouted the wall as well. Hit the curb a little bit and just give it a little whack. But it's okay because he did not get any wind damage from that, from what I've seen. But the McLaren of Kaiser Bob in front, older tyres, harder compound. He's not really going to have much of a defence, surely. And look at that, Scartrix just gets such a better run out of that final, out of that chicane, sorry.
But oh, look at Kaiser Bob, the way he's defending that. He's got 10 seconds to close in if he wants to get the lead of this race. Yeah. He's passed Kaiser Bob, which means he's going to have a clear road in front of him off the leaders for quite a while. He might have to pass a couple of back markers, but they will most likely move out of the way. You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know with some
you never know what they're like.
Yeah. From what I've seen from these guys, they all seem to be, from previous races this season, they're all good at getting out of the way when they're being like, there's been no issues coming from that, so hope that's not the case today, where any issues occur. Scartrix is lots of penalties. Yeah, Kaiser Bob has more penalties than anyone in the top 4, I know that for a fact. Yep, Clenzo, no penalties, Lee Pratt has 1. Sorry, JJ has 1, sorry. Scartrix has 2 penalties, so 6 seconds worth, and Kaiser Bob has 2 penalties, so 6 seconds worth, so... yep, 0, 3 and 6 in that order for the top 3. Scartrix is closing in a lot, just in this sector he's closed in a second, but he's got to pull away 6 seconds from Clenzo, assuming that Clenzo doesn't get another warning, I think it was, and then he has a penalty, so... Clenzo's right on the wire here, so I'm just going to quickly double check, I think it was he's on 2 warnings.
As well as that, JJ's actually faster than Clenzo.
Yeah. JJ has the pace, just for some reason he decided to back off a couple of laps ago, just at this part of the track. He just didn't seem to get on the throttle. And lost a good second and a half, actually, so... Still not quite sure what happened there. But yeah, Scartrix is really closing in. 5 seconds now is the gap between the 3 front... Oh, well, 6 seconds the gap between the 3 front runners at the moment, so... We'll have to see. In Kaiser Bob, he's just... Scartrix's pace is that good on these new tyres.
Oh, bad X there from JJ.
Wow. Yeah, he does seem a little bit aggressive on the exit corners today. Not a fan of chicanes by the looks of it.
JJ's now 1.3 seconds back as he was just a couple laps ago. And you see Scartrix just passing TDH Will. And it's not lost any time from that.
Yeah, no.
It's 5 seconds. Now the gap, 4.9. So
Scartrix is really mounting a threat here in his Haas. We have 3 Ferrari Howard teams at the top 3 at the moment. So that little bit of a good little stat for the Ferrari fans out there. Of course, Scartrix at 3 seconds now to JJ. These tyres will tend to drop off after a few laps, but it'll be interesting to see how he's been able to kind of well, how Starship's been able to conserve these tyres, because of course you can just go out and push as hard as you possibly can. But it doesn't always result well for the tyres at the end of the game, so it'll be interesting. I think, yeah, he's only got to take these hyper-soft tyres, I think it's 8 laps, so realistically he shouldn't face too much degradation or challenges, and he's actually not closing in really on JJ anymore, so yeah, it looks
but
like
JJ is closing in on
JJ's
Clenzo.
right on the back, yeah.
Of course, the two Bossman Gaming drivers. That'll be quite a good result for the team if they get the
Quality
1-2
team,
finish. And we're still waiting on the Ozone versus BMG
Oh yes.
race. And just for your information, BMG Ozone do have scored a pair of balls. We are willing to race you. But,
There you
now we're
go.
focusing.
There you go, Team Boss. I'll report that back to you later on.
Axco sets the fastest lap.
Oh, yeah, he's he's on really fresh hyper-soft tyres. He's got no chance to catch any cars in front. I think that was a bit of a glory run there from Axco, because he's not going to catch this with Peanut, and he's well ahead of Chaz Williams at the moment. So
Take a look at how close Scartrix has got. He's close in another second in the last lap. So JJ has one last lap to fight against Clenzo here. Will he do it? Of course, I think penalties means that JJ's not going to get it.
yeah, JJ 3-second time penalty at the moment. Clenzo gets one warning. That's neutralise the race effectively, or neutralise battle for the lead. They're both going to be on 3 seconds at that point. But Clenzo has not got that third warning, and JJ's currently trying to mount that threat again. He just can't get past. JJ seems to be the quicker guy. He just cannot make that move, which is weird, because Canada's normally a track where you can overtake, especially on this game. Maybe not so in real life, but and look, that JJ, he's got no ERS to fight this, and neither does Clenzo. Actually, they're both really pushing their cars to the limits there.
And Scartrix now as well. Could he actually pass
We have a yellow on
JJ on
track?
track?
On track. Yeah, so Shifty slowed down. Jacko slowed down actually.
Yes.
So.
And looking through the final two corners now, and it's going to be to the line now, and it is Clenzo who wins the race. JJ finishes second, Scartrix finishing a close third place.
Yeah.
And
Kaz Bob crosses the line.
they were side by side to the line.
Yeah. Oh, but
And,
just Mr. Peanut takes P4 on penalties, because as I mentioned, Kaz Bob had 6 seconds worth, and I think just Mr. Peanut only had 3 seconds worth. So Axco's about to cross the line. He's coming into the final chicane now in his Alfa Romeo Sauber car. Fairly clean. He's got his new tyres on. Don't expect too many issues for the driver there. Comes home, takes P6 with Chaz Williams. Callum will be happy with this. Chaz Williams getting some fairly solid points today for the Renault team. He's taking his off tyres 15 laps after a good end stint for himself. Yes, P7 there.
Yeah. As the two Red Bulls about to cross the line, they are only a few tenths apart from each other, and to the line, and it's Vigery who takes P8, Fatal Defiance who takes P9, and Newbie Newton who takes P10. Could you invite the
Yes, I'll get on that. The podium sitters to have a lovely chat about their respected races, so we'll just try to get them into the party as quickly as we can, and we'll conduct the podium interviews for this evening's F1IRL race around the Canadian Grand Prix Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. It's a fairly good race, actually.
yeah, a lot of
Allard
overtakes
boys have
and
put a good show on for all of us.
yes. Of course, we did have a really good turnout for the race, so that was also very good, and hopefully we will have even more drivers racing next week's Tier 1 race, as our race winner BMG Clenzo has joined the party, and a very good performance from you, from second on the grid. How would you describe your race? Talk us through your race.
Well, to be honest, I'm very, very happy because that is my first ever league race win after 7 attempts. It's not bad going.
That's not bad at all.
The race, after the first stint, I was starting to struggle a little bit with tyres, got to about 65%. So I pitted in a lap early, so when I came out, I was able to just manage my tyres all the way to the end. And with me and JJ being part of Bossman, we decided that we had to hold position and not crash and not ruin this 1-2 for the boys.
Representing the team well there.
Exactly, big man Antip Beacon, we love you as well.
Yeah, we're gonna take it to Ozone.
Exactly, boys.
Yes! Oh, I'm so excited. How about we actually do it on the F1 2019 game?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
I mean, it's being organised at the moment.
Build
We're
it
talking
up
to
for a
Stim.
few
I'm
months.
talking to Stim.
Okay,
so.
right. We have a race. Come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have a race to talk about. We'll discuss this later. Yeah. Turns obviously. Did you think there was a real chance that JJ was going to be able to make that move at the end of the race, or did you think it was
there was
fairly
a small
comfortable?
chance, although I did have a bit of a barrier because he had a penalty and I didn't. So even if we didn't go for it, I might have just managed to hold with the gap. But we decided to not, risk it and just take it as it is. And this is how it's happened. So it's pretty good going.
Yeah. No, it's a good race. Well done.
Cheers, love you boys.
Right. JJ, P2 today. Obviously, you've been you're having a really good season so far. Do you have any? Can you just give us a summary of your race so far? Or sorry, of this race today.
Yeah. So start was good. Got ahead of Peanut, and I was into P4, I believe. And then I just kind of,
Yeah, I think it was.
I was like always behind Kaiser in that, and then Kaiser's ahead. I broke, and there was the fattest desync I've ever seen in the history of this game. I think Kaiser was lagging.
Well, it must
a
have been
little
really
bit.
big then.
He had the bars above his head, and then I broke for turn one, and there was space between us, and he just went sideways, and it ruined his race. I don't know where he finished in the end, but I mean, all I can say is that I don't really think it's my fault, but I'll send it in anyway. But then after that, it was just I don't know what happened between Scartrix and League. I don't know whether it was.
I had nothing to do with it.
Alright, cool, good. I saw Lee retired, and I was like, I didn't know how to feel.
Yeah, Lee.
Extra position. Yeah, okay, fair enough. And then it was basically Bossman 1-2 because I knew Scartrix had to put it. I think Scartrix did pretty well to make his way back up because, I didn't expect him to be anywhere near me at the end. But yeah, then we just decided to hold position. I kept taunting Sam, pretending I was going to overtake. But yeah, the scenes at the end were very cool.
Yeah.
Having a wild Sam scream down the mic for 5 hours.
It was pretty cool. I think my mama is pretty proud of me as well. Also, shout out to my boy Chespers, my homeboy since day one. If he's watching this, it's for you, my friend.
Well, there you have it. Scartrix, well done. You had some really good pace in that last stint there, of course, because you're on the fresher, softer compound. Did you think you were going to be able to make that P2 move? Obviously, you had more penalties, but did you think you'd have the pace to be able to do it, or?
I think I could have if I had maybe a lap. I probably would have had first as well within a lap, with how much I was closing them in. But yeah, it's very, very close at the end.
Yeah, no, well done. Scott, do you have anything to add to that, or?
Very good result. I think did you start P10s?
Yeah, then
In that race?
moved
Yeah. So
at the back. I moved back.
that was a very
P13 by the
very
start.
interesting strategy. But it almost worked. Had you had one more lap, I reckon you would have got the win with pride. But yeah, definitely my driver of the day for tonight. So just talk. What happened in qualifying? Because you were in front. Were you aware that that it was going to get dry towards the end?
That's pretty much why I lost it and retired. Lost it just coming out at the end of turn one, sector one, and then my rear wheel came off and I couldn't do anything more than wait to see where I was at.
Yes. So, well done to our 3 podium finishers and to Clenzo and JJ for the BMG 1, 2, and
Lovely
Scartrix for
Good
the
representation.
driver of the day and the podium finish. And hopefully you will join us next week for some more Tier 1 action, and hopefully